this is not gonna solve your issue. So if that's you, then don't buy one of these things. You're gonna jack up your dog. You're gonna regret it later. Don't do that. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Brandon from ADT, where we put your dog first. And how do we do that? By empowering you as the owner. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And if you're new, then hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Brandon. I run a dog training business. Been training dogs for a while. Been training professionally for the last 2 years or so. And with that, I want to dive in straight into the video. So you're thinking about buying an e-collar for your dog. Well, the thing is, I want you to watch this video in its entirety, really take it all in, take it with a grain of salt. But really watch and digest this before you go out and buy one of these for your dogs, because I think it's going to be very, very informative for you to know. So chances are the reason you're considering purchasing one of these collars is because you're having problems with your dog. And trust me, I've been there. We've all been there. You feel like you've done everything. You feel like you've tried everything, but nothing is working. And so you think that the e-collar is going to solve your issues. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. The e-collar is not going to fix your dog. Odds are the e-collar is going to screw up your dog. Why? Because you don't really know how these things work. And that's not an insult, but it's just ignorance, right? It's like if you don't know how to work a forklift, you're not going to hop on a forklift and just wing it. I mean, you might, but it could be a disaster. You see what I'm saying? Does that mean forklifts are a bad tool or that forklifts are evil? Absolutely not. And the same thing with this tool, all right? So with great power comes great responsibility. All right, so what I want to say is don't buy one of these collars, all right? Hold off on it. Chances are you're having like a leadership issue at home. You're having issues at home with your dog that are coming from other places, not the tools. And so you need to get certain things in place first. That will take you very, very, very far, okay? You may think that you've done everything, you've tried everything under the sun to help your dog, but trust me, you haven't. You have not. And an e-collar is not gonna help you. It's gonna make it worse. So here's probably your line of thinking. I'm having issues with my dog. Some of them are pretty serious. I've tried everything I can, and so I'm just gonna go buy an e-collar, put it on my dog, and I'm gonna zap them around the house whenever they do that thing that they're not supposed to. That's like the polar opposite of how these things are used. So this is a pressure tool. Just like a prong collar or your voice or whatever, we produce pressure. These things produce pressure. E-collars can produce quite a bit of pressure, obviously, right? So this collar runs to 100, but the collar will never be used that high, right? So you say, well, why do they make it go to 100? Well, why does your car go to 200 miles an hour? Probably going to be driving 60, right? So just because you have all this power doesn't mean that you use it. So if that's you, then don't buy one of these things. You're going to jack up your dog. You're going to regret it later. Don't do that. Maybe hire a professional, and if they're worth their salt, they will be able to help you sevenfold without having to even touch an e-collar, okay? If you're doing some sort of specialized work or advanced obedience or whatever, and maybe you've got experience, you know how to use these things in principle, then have at it, right? But if you're that first person where you're just having issues with your dog and you think you've tried everything and they haven't worked, so you're gonna use an e-collar, then stay the heck away from these things. E-collars kind of have a bad rap in a sense by many people, especially the purely positive folks. But that's because we have people misusing this tool. When used properly, it's a great tool. So let me give you a little teaser, a little insight as to how these things are properly used. So first of all, reading the manual, figuring out how to operate these things, that's pretty simple, okay? That's the easy part. The more nuanced parts are how to fit the collar, how to find the dog's conditioning level, how to find the dog's working level, the timing of the collar off, how to teach the dog how to turn the collar off. These are the things that are very, very important, and that can be quite nuanced. You're gonna struggle trying to figure it out, and you're gonna use your dog as sort of like a lab rat. And do you really wanna do that? I think not. So, and by the way, these things, we use these collars really, really low. Teach the dog how to turn the collar off. So that's the difference between just slapping an e-collar on the dog and hoping that they're gonna just like figure it out. I mean, the e-collar can help advance a dog's obedience, but by itself, it doesn't teach the dog anything. All of that stuff comes through you. And that's the main point that I want to make. And so it could be the e-collar, it could be a prong collar, star mark, it could be a gentle leader, whatever. You just have to learn how to use these tools. All right. So that's it for today's video. I hope you found it insightful. And with that, I will see you in the next video.